channel. Today we're going to be trying out LA Girl's Tinted Foundation. This runs for $8.99. They count 16 different shades, and it's supposed to give us a lightweight natural finish. It's supposed to be sheer but buildable to medium coverage, a foundation, and it's supposed to be paraben free, fragrance free, and it's supposed to have a pointed tip nozzle to it, so it's supposed to be really easy to apply on our skin. Keep in mind we're going to do an 8-hour wear test today. I do have combination oily skin and hyperpigmentation on the top of my cheekbones, so I'm always looking for a tinted foundation or foundation that's going to give me the coverage but still hold up really well throughout the day. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Everything, of course, will be linked down below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's dive on in, girl, and test this out. Per usual, I've already applied my skincare. Everything will be linked down below in case you guys are interested in what I use to prep my skin for today's video. So we're going to go ahead and dive on into our foundation, our tinted foundation. And today we're going to be trying out the LA Girl Tinted Foundation. This is in the shade Tawny. I think that's how you pronunciate the shade. It's called GLM 759, and this is basically it. We are receiving 1 fluid ounce, and it does have a needle tip, little squeezy tube, little nozzle to it, which I actually really like because you can apply it on directly to your skin and then go in with your brush or your sponge and blend everything out. So far, I'm not really sure if this is the right shade for me. I did purchase this online. I do want to mention that, but I feel like it will work really well for me. I've been really tan lately. I just got back from camping, so I was out in the sun, girl, doing the most. So I feel like this will be a good shade for me. So let's go ahead and dive on in. For today's video, I'm going to apply this tinted foundation 2 different methods. I'm going to go in using a foundation brush, and the other side I'm going to go in with my $1 Billion Beauty sponge. I got this in for my BoxyCharm monthly subscription, and I just really love how soft it is. I will have it linked down below in case you are interested as well. So I'm going to apply on 2 different methods. It is a squeezy tube, so I'm going to try to gauge how much product I'm using so you guys can see for yourself. Keep in mind that I do have combination oily skin, so the T-zone area is generally where I get oiliest the most throughout the day. Right now in LA it is summertime, so I feel like it's going to be a really nice day or a perfect time to test out a foundation, just because we're going to see, if it creases, separates, how oily I get throughout the day. And as well, I do have hyperpigmentation on the top of my cheekbones, so even though this is sheer, it's also supposed to be buildable. You can get medium amount of coverage, so we're just going to see how much we can apply on it to fairly, give it a fair amount of coverage, and just see if there's a difference in the finish using a sponge or a brush and all of that. So let's go ahead and dive on in because I'm really curious and I'm really excited to, get started for today and test this out. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this on directly on the top of my cheekbones and then blend it out using my brush. I'm gonna go ahead and dab it all around, and then mainly focusing the coverage on the top of my cheekbones because that is mainly where I have my hyperpigmentation and discoloration. So far the amount of coverage is pretty sheer. I'm gonna apply a little bit more on just because I need a little bit more coverage, but the color shade that I picked, I feel like it's a pretty good color shade. Like, it matches really well and it's nice and tan, so I'm really happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more on, but mainly on my brush, so maybe like about a pump, and then I'm just going to go ahead and apply it on the top of my cheekbones, and then I'm going to go in with the rest that I have left over on my brush and then blend it throughout my skin. So I just finished blending out the second layer of this tinted foundation, and so far I personally really like the coverage. It's giving me a little bit more coverage. I love the undertone to this foundation. It definitely has a natural finish, but I don't find it to be too dewy all at the same time. I feel like once I apply my concealer and powders, it will set everything into place, and it will, will look a little bit more covered, like my hyperpigmentation. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it at that. I'm gonna move on to the other side, but really quickly, let me give you a side-by-side comparison so you guys can see for yourself. So this is the before, and then as you can see, the after. So you can still see a little bit of the hyperpigmentation, but so far it blended really nicely and it gave me the coverage, a pretty good amount of coverage that I feel like I can work with once I do my makeup. So I'm gonna move on to the left side of my face. I'm gonna go in using my $1 Billion Beauty sponge. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this tinted foundation and then apply it directly onto my skin and then blend it out. And so far, you guys, I already can tell that I need to go in with a little bit more product just because I feel like it's not really giving me as much coverage, and I feel like, yeah, it just wasn't enough to apply on throughout my skin. I'm gonna go and apply a third layer of this tinted foundation just because I feel like it's not covering my hyperpigmentation as much as I would prefer, and then go over those little areas where I have, you know, a little bit of acne. I don't know, you guys, I feel like I need to apply on a fourth layer just because I feel like I can still see a lot of the hyperpigmentation peeping through from underneath. All right, you guys, now we're gonna move on to the fifth layer just because I still feel like it's not covering like it is on the other side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly apply it on, blend it all around. So I just finished blending out the fifth layer of this tinted foundation using my sponge on the left side of my face. So let me give you an up close clip of how my skin is currently looking so you guys can make your own judgment so far. But so far I feel like the finish looks really, really nice. It was really easy to blend. This is definitely sheer to medium coverage. You can build this to your liking. I did notice that obviously I went in with a lot more product using a sponge than using a brush. So keep that in mind. If you don't have the most perfect looking skin just like me, definitely go in with a brush. You're going to use a lot less product and get a little bit more coverage out of it. So that is the only thing, but I do love the natural finish that it has. It's not too dewy, but it's still hydrating. I do love the shade that I picked. I feel like it was the perfect shade for me, especially right now because I'm fairly tan, so I'm really happy with that so far. And I can still see the hyperpigmentation, a little bit of my acne peeping through if you look really closely, or at least from looking at myself in the mirror from at this distance, but it doesn't look too bad. I feel like once I apply concealer and everything, it will work really well for me, but we will see. I'll give you guys an update once I finish getting ready, and obviously I still need to do my hair because I literally woke up, you guys, and I was like, no, we need to get started in filming, so I'll do my hair later. So I'll be back in about an hour, hour and a half. That's usually how long it takes me to do my makeup and finish doing my hair. It is currently at 10:52, so I will see you guys in a bit. I am back. It took me a little bit longer to get back to you guys. I got distracted getting ready, then I did my hair, then I filmed a little TikTok, and here I am. Let me show you the time. It is 2:28. I have finally finished getting ready. Let me give you an up close clip of how my skin is currently looking, and to be really honest, I feel like my skin is starting to look dewy. I feel like my skin is feeling like a little dewy right now. If I could, I would use a blotting sheet and some, you know, powder to reset my situation, but so far I didn't have any issues doing my makeup. Everything blended really nicely. I haven't noticed any creasing, separating, or anything like that. Keep in mind that I don't deal with like texture or large pores or anything like that. I mainly focus on my T-zone areas, generally where I get oiliest the most. I'm always looking for something that's just going to tame that down a little bit. And obviously my hyperpigmentation, looking for a foundation or tinted foundation that's really going to cover, you know, my little cheetah prints that I have on the top of my cheekbones. I do want to mention that the consistency of this tinted foundation is a little watery. The consistency of it, I'll throw an up close clip so you can see for yourself, but so far I feel like it blended really well. I feel like the color shade that I picked really matches me really well. Definitely use a foundation brush if you want a little bit more coverage. You're going to use more product if you use a beauty sponge to blend out this tinted foundation, but so far I feel like my skin is looking pretty good. We'll see in the next few hours. I am currently at my house, so the AC is on, so I'm a little surprised my skin is looking dewy. I'm about to leave my house, run around and do a few errands, so I'll check in with you in the next few hours to give you my update on how my skin is currently looking. So I'll see you all in a bit. All right, you guys, I am back. It is now 6:30. I have worn this foundation for basically almost 8 hours and 30 minutes. It's gonna be 8 hours, girl. So I figured, you know what? Let's go ahead and wrap up today's video. I already know how I feel about this tinted foundation, and I just feel like, you know what? What's gonna change in 30 minutes? I already came back from running around and doing my errands out in LA, running the streets of LA, girl. And I went to the city hall, and then I went to Target, and then I went to the bank. So here we are. Let me give you an up close clip of how my skin is currently looking so you guys can make your own judgment for yourself. And I definitely feel like my skin is looking really, really oily, really shiny. And I definitely feel like my skin feels shiny, but it doesn't feel sticky, surprisingly, like it just a little bit, but not too much to be a little worried about. So I just want to mention that. The consistency of this tinted foundation is more on the watery side, but it's not too watery all at the same time. It does apply on sheer. It does have a natural finish to it, but I don't find it to be too hydrating and too dewy. I feel like right now if I go in with some blotting sheets really quickly, I'm going to be using, these are from NYX. This is called the Bear With Me Cannabis Sativa blotting sheets, and I'm just going to go in really quickly just to remove any of the excess oil that I've accumulated so far really quickly so you can see the difference. I just finished blotting my face, and I only had to use about 2 blotting sheets to remove all the excess oil that I've accumulated. So let me give you an up close clip really quickly on how my skin is looking now. There has been a little bit of makeup that has been removed on the tip of my nose. I did go out and had to wear a mask, so I'm assuming that is why. But so far, I feel like my skin is looking really, really good. I can definitely see myself wearing this foundation for another 4 or 5 hours. And the rest of my makeup looks really, really good. I feel like everything still looks really pigmented, really nice on. So far, so good. Comment down below on your thoughts on this tinted foundation. But so far, I'm really impressed, you guys. I definitely feel like it's worth it. $8.99, I feel like that's a really good price point, really affordable. Everyone can try this out and afford this. I love that it came out 16 different shades. That is a really wide range. I'm really surprised by that as well because I feel like everyone, or at least most people, will be able to find something that will work really well for them. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions whatsoever and I missed anything, comment down below. Ask away. Also, let me know on your thoughts on how my skin is currently looking. What do you guys think? Have you tried out this tinted moisturizer? Comment down below, let me know. And as always, everything will be linked down below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. I love you all so, so much.